Hey guys, this is video number 6, and I'm glad you were able to join me with it. And it is going to be about how to pack up your playing area after you're done, because you can't have everything laying out, because that leads to a lot of problems. So let's begin. The first thing is to put away your music stand. And to do this, you just close the stand, I guess, at the top. Sometimes it does get caught up at the top, so you just have to push down and make sure everything is able to nicely close over. And then you'll pull this down, and I'm going to show you this. Just like earlier when putting away your instrument, you want to turn it counterclockwise. Yes, to loosen. And then you push down. Make sure your hand is behind the notch. You don't want it in front because your fingers are going to get hurt. And I don't want you to get your fingers hurt because that means you can't play the viola. And you need to practice because practice is important. Yes. Okay, so we're going to retighten it. And again, to do this, you turn it clockwise. And same thing for this, except as I mentioned earlier in video number 2, if you were paying attention, I broke this. So I can't really show you that. So I'm just going to push down, which I don't recommend doing. And there we go, we put away our music stand. Woo-woo! Okay, and I will put that in a better place. I just don't feel like getting up away from the camera right now. Okay, next thing we have to do is we have to clean off our strings. So let me grab my viola. Yes, I love her. And then here's my strings. And I'm just going to take whatever cloth you have, any sort of cloth, nice fine cloth is preferable. You obviously don't want to wipe it off with paper or even toilet paper. It's not a good idea. You just want to wipe it off with a cloth like this, and you just wipe the string to make sure you get all the rosin off. And it does sound a little screechy, I know. I already cleaned my strings off because I had practiced my viola earlier, and it's so habitual now that I forgot to leave it dirty for you guys, and well, I couldn't. I'm sorry. You also want to make sure that you clean off the vinyl right here, because the rosin residue causes the instrument to decay, or at least the varnish of it, and it doesn't make it look so good, and it also affects your sound quality. Remember, a nice quality instrument produces a nice quality sound. And that's what you want as a musician. So, we've cleaned off our strings, and I'm going to set this aside for now. Don't worry, I'm being very careful with it. Now we have to loosen our bow. And it's the same thing for the music stand. You turn it, except for the bow, I actually can't remember which way was which. I just know for the bow, we'll go with that. You turn it clockwise to loosen. As you can see, it's loosening. You don't want it too loose because then the screw will pop out and then pop goes your bow hair. And I think I used that pop sound for an earlier video, but I can't quite remember. If you were paying attention, you'd figure it out. So yeah, we're going to loosen the bow hair, but not too loose because like I said, the bow hair will pop and you don't want that. And you want to make sure that it's loosened because it's just not good for the bow hair to be tightened all the time. It causes it to also pop under tension, as I mentioned in an earlier video. So you don't want popping. Popping is bad for the bow, and it's bad for you, because that means you can't practice. And if you can't practice, what are you going to do? Watch YouTube all day? Well, you can watch my YouTube videos all day, but you don't want to watch anybody else's. You got to practice. So yeah, so it's loosened. Okay, and now I'm going to show you guys how to close the case. Sorry, I'm doing this in one take. Okay, so voila. Okay, now I'm back. So I'm going to put the bow in the slot, and when I turn the knob, I'm going to make sure that the bow hair isn't caught over the knob, because then the bow hair will get caught, and you'll lose bow hair, and then you won't practice. And you can't have that right now. I don't think so, at least. Okay, so next, I just took the shoulder rest off. That's pretty self-explanatory to take off. You just have to slide it off. and you'll be fine. So I put the viola in the case, and I put my shoulder rest underneath it. This is a good place for it. And then I tie it, and just for today's purposes, I'm not going to tie it because I can't do it with one hand. I'm not that talented. But you tie it like a shoe, and yeah, you tie it like a shoelace, and I think you guys can do that. Yeah, we'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to take the rag and put it over the viola just to make sure it's nice and safe and protected, because we want a secure instrument so we can secure our ability to practice, because practice is needed, and you need to practice because that makes you a better musician. And when you're a better musician, everybody's happy. Well, not always, but I'd be happy if you're a good musician. That's my goal here. Okay, so we close the instrument, and you'll hear a... Did you hear that? It locked. So that means it's nice and secure, but not quite. I have to do the zipper. So just move the zipper around. Sorry, I know my room's messy. I can't help it. I mean, I can, but that's a lot of work. Okay, so we're back. And that is how you put away your the stuff with your playing area. So good job, guys. I imagine it won't take you 6 hours, or 6 minutes, not 6 hours, I hope not. 6 minutes and 30 seconds. It'll take much shorter than that, but I wanted to go step by step so that way you'd be nice and ready for when you go into practice sessions with your teacher, and you can impress them. And of course you want to impress them because everybody needs that external validation. At least I do. Okay, so thank you guys for listening, and I have a little surprise video at the end to boost your spirits as a musician, because we all need it. Bye guys, thank you.